Hello, my fellow Remos, and welcome back to another YouTube video. First of all, I do want to apologize for no videos yesterday and Sunday, but I was too lazy to make videos, so I'm gonna do those today, and there'll be 3 videos because there was 2 on Sunday and 1 yesterday, and then I will be coming out with 2 videos tomorrow. I promise. I won't promise, but I'll promise because I'm sure I can do it tomorrow. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Number 4, the Emperor. Now I learned my Roman numerals a little bit, all the way up to 10, so I'm back on the black head are heavier than before. But if I'm dreaming again, where's Azra? The unforgiving wind burns my eyes as I search the desolate landscape. Up ahead, too far to reach, Azra's still with the lumbering beast. They've stopped at a fork in the road. One way goes east, the other goes west. Azra dismounts the creature, placing a hand on its sides. It's turned down the east side. Azra walks west, and I know at once he is going the wrong way. Not that way! Not again! His head turns. Even from the uncrossable distance, I feel our eyes meet. What was his accent? Did I give him an accent? Did, I don't remember. But Shadow? His voice is just a longing whisper on the wind. No! No, did I spin coins? Okay. With all my will, I drive myself forward to reach out close enough to grasp hold of this hand. When our hands touch, his eyes are wide with wonder. Before everything around us dissolves and falls away. It's yesterday in the dream. I'm sweeping up a mess of pondered bat milk when Azra wanders in. Wait till you see what the woods have to offer today. Mushrooms, fruit, and roots tumble out of his bag onto the countertop. He leans on his elbows, hands under his chin, watching me with delight. Wow! So much! This is more than we need! I thought it'd be better to have plenty. I don't want to leave you here with nothing but pumpkin bread. I've never had anything pumpkin flavored, so with my hands occupied, Ezra slips a gold berry in my mouth and I chew slowly, tasting nothing. Leave me, that's right. This was the moment right before he packed his bag to go. I want to tell him then, now, I can't remember why I didn't, I can't hold it in. I want to come with you. Ezra blinks, drops his gaze, and sighs. Gentle hands come to either side of my face as he looks deep into my eyes. I know, I wish I could take you. It's just too risky. Wherever he goes is too far, too fast, too risky for me, but not for him. I'll risk it. I turn my face to my lips with his palm. He goes still with surprise. I'll risk it. Take me with you. You will? Why? You want to join me in the baby-eating blood mountain beasts? Slog through the crawling maze of Torturia, only to end up in quicksand pit in the bog of resistance. He doesn't get it. He blinks when I shake away his touch. I want to be with you. If you're going to Blood Mountain, that's where I want to be. Ah. You want to put yourself in danger to be with me. That's cute. That's cute. No. Asper worries his lips in thought. He steps back, shaking his hands down my arm. You're really serious this time. Ah, turning you down is even harder when we want the same thing. You don't want behind it. We can't have what we want, even if it feels right. I'll bring back whatever you want, okay? Anything. My brow furrows, and he squeezes my hand in apology. I don't want souvenirs. I want to be there where he is. I thought he wanted the same. I grip his hands and look him in the eye. If I have to be the one to banish these doubts, I will. Bro, this sounds like some middle school stuff that the kids in my classroom would do. Write down on a piece of paper. Do you like me? Yes or no? And then they circle or like it's an answer. I feel it radiating off of him in waves as if he can't contain it. Yes, yes, yes. I want you, I need you, I miss you so much. A tremor runs through his hands, and then his fingers carefully slide between mine as he lowers his gaze. He can't. If only we knew. And he pulls back, he looks into my eyes with such clarity that everything else goes out of focus. You're more honest in dreams. Just like I remember Azar takes a fly and tucks it behind my ear before I can speak. I really can't wait to see you again. I'll be back soon. Don't come back. We don't want you here. His voice reverberates. What even is that word? Through my consciousness, soft and full of promise. My mind grabs after the vestiges of the dream, but it's futile. It's already fading away. Sunlight tickles my face. I open my eyes with a groan. Morning Dynasty. What? That's not her accent. Portia sets out a tray of breakfast pastries. Slowly sit up. Well, I love the Countess wants you to meet. That's not her accent either. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 minute. The count, the Countess wants you to meet her and the library once you've eaten and dressed. Portia sits in a neat pile of elegant clothing on the bed beside me. I unfold the top piece, marveling at the way the fabric moves. We took your old clothes to be laundered. Milady asked me to provide these for you. I'll be waiting in the hall whenever you're ready. Portia ducks out the door. I move the silky garments aside and tosses back my bed covers. I eat quickly, not wanting to keep the Countess waiting. The pastries are still warm and flaky, each more delicate and whimsical than the last. Then I disrobe and pull on my new outfit, fumbling with its clasps and buttons. Oh, don't you look nice? The Countess has a real eye for fashion. She'll definitely be pleased. Portia stops before a panel on the wall, 3 times my height. It is crafted in smooth wood in all the colors of rippling honey, carved with dizzying intricacy and a great tree of height of maturity. It leaves, its leaves and fruit are inlaid with jewels, precious stones, and pearl. It's Milady's own work. Beautiful, isn't it? Portia retrieves a ring of keys from her pocket. There are about a distinct jewel. One by one, she finds their locks in the panel. With each key, the roots of the tree starts to unwind from each other, pulling free from the floor. When all the locks have been turned, the panel folds upon itself on either side like a paper fan. There are books everywhere, books winding up the walls, reaching for the ceiling. The Countess is waiting for us, seated in a reclining chair. Her eyes glitter with approval when she sees me. Dynasty, you look positively radiant. She gestures to the towering shelves all around us. Do you read? I nod. The Countess tempers her tempers her surprise. Ah, somehow I suspected that you might. It is a great gift to read. Where I come from, it's shared amongst all citizens, but woefully uncommon here. This way, if you please. She leads me deeper into the shelves. Portia follows with the jingling rings of keys. I can't stop staring at all the books. My fingers itch to run along their spines, but I resist. Shadow, you are my guest. But for the moment. The Countess stops before an alcove nestled between the shelves. I I would have your undivided attention here. A desk stands in a slim ray of daylight cast from a tiny window. Books, journals, papers, and scrolls cover each inch of the desk. Despite the clutter, everything is carefully organized, someone's place of study preserved in time. This was Dr. Dvorak's desk. He was employed at the palace, as was your master Azra. Plague. My blood runs cold. The Red Plague, as it was called, swept through the city like wildfire. It claimed young and old, frail and strong. There was no way to tell who would succumb. Cases are rare now. I can't remember the last time I saw the telltale red in the whites of someone's eyes. Physicians, scientists, alchemists, fortune tellers, magicians, all were invited in hopes that our resources may aid in their research. Perhaps he was plotting even then, but the doctors accepted our invitation, as did your master Azra. Her gaze shifts to the window. It overlooks a large willow tree which hangs over the fountain in the garden below. I have had this desk and its contents examined laboriously. Nothing of consequences happens. You will make better use of it. It is the best lead I can offer. She draws away, passing me and perfuming the air with jasmine. The search for Dr. Dvorak is now in your hands. You may proceed as you see fit. I only ask that you meet me for dinner this evening. She smiles serenely and sweeps out of the room. Podia follows in her wake. I am left alone with the doctor's desk. There is a stack of books, a leather-bound folio, and scrolls tucked away in little rows of drawers. I'm going to check the scrolls. I unfurl one of the scrolls. The paper is soft, almost powdery to the touch. It is written in a hurried, fluid scrawl that is nearly impossible to read. That doctor handwriting, right? At the bottom of the page, isolated from the dense swath of cursive, is the single letter J. I narrow my eyes as they scribble on the page, trying to make sense of them. Dear, dear sister. Yes, I think it's addressed Dear Sister. I run my fingers over the words and my heart skips a beat. I feel a sharp jolt of longing and old regret. Suddenly, I realize I'm sensing the doctor was feeling when he wrote the letter. I quickly rewind the scroll and take a piece of paper. It's something the doctor cared about, something with a connection to him. A surge of excitement and apprehension rushed through me. I can use this. With the scroll and my magic to assist me, I might be able to find him. I glance out the window at the sky. It's a bit past noon. If I'm quick, I should be back in time for dinner with the Countess. The sun starts dipping in the sky as I make my way back into the city. My breath goes short as tremors of anxiety radiate from my gut, spreading to my fingertips. I haven't done magic like this on my own. I've always had Azra with me before. Azra. Memories of his familiar voice soothe my mind. Start with your breath, follow with your heart, and be present. Finding the calm I need, I gather up my magic, holding the scroll in both hands. A tingling sensation grows as the base of my neck goes at the base of my neck. I follow the feeling away from the palace to the city streets. I end up in a narrow, slippery street at the south end of Vesuvia. Its shabby stones are layered like scales. Clustered apartments line the passage in murky, reddish water swirls in the sluggish canal. Suddenly, a door opened, casting warm light down three jagged stepstones. Oh, I'll be back. Just stepping out for some air. I freeze mid-step, my heart leaping into my throat. My spell worked, but I hadn't thought about what I'd do when I found my heel, toppling me into an empty barrel. The next thing I know, I'm staring at the sky, limbs flailing uselessly as quick boot steps approach. Hello, that was quite a time. Are you alright? The doctor leans over the barrel, extending a hand. He rears back. The... Yes! Okay. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. The the shopkeeper. What are you doing there? Come on, upsy daisy. Each of my wristments from it. I stagger forward into the doctor's broad, gleaming chest. For a moment, his eyes meet mine in surprise of our sudden proximity. Then, with a friendly pat to my arms, he releases me. I take a good look at my surroundings for the first time. We're behind a tavern well hidden from the street. Painted on the door is a cackling blackbird lying back on a crescent moon. The ruddy raven, it reads, Dare I ask, what brings you to the neck of this woods? I open my mouth, but no words come out. How do I even begin to explain? The doctor gives me a knowing look, and casts a glance to the open door. It was a warm light glow between us. He turns to me with a glint in his eyes. Rumor has it is that you're working for the palace. I'm sure, well, by now you've heard some interesting stories about me. I nod. That much is true, if a gross understatement. But you haven't heard my side of the tale, have you? That's true too. All my knowledge is from the Countess account. It's from the Countess account, the water posters, and the muddled rumors. Besides, I still do owe you for the reading. Are you thirsty? My treat. I am thirsty. His face splits in a brilliant grin. Ugh, fade through to the warmth inside. It's not even sundown, but the tavern is in full swing. The noise is cats cacophonious. 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 The barkeep, wide scarred face and barrel armed, give the doctor a cheeky salute when we pass by. A cackling drunkward swings out a wooden leg which Dr. DeVore politely pushes aside. Tutting my es- Tutting my escort guides me to a cozy booth in the back. You make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back. Change this whole accent. It don't matter. He breezes past me towards the bar. I try to sit still and as I look around. Nearby, a pair of old crones are hunched over a cardigan attended by a squabbling crowd. Up at the bar, the doctor chats with the barkeep. They both erupt into peals of laughter at some joke. He looks perfectly at ease, so different from when I met him at the shop. He turns, making his way back with our drinks. He sets mine before me. He slides into the booth across from me. I peer into a golden liquid. Can you die in this story? I'm scared. Should we drink or should we switch? You know, I think this story is gonna be based on like truths and honesty and stuff. So I'm gonna. I take a sip. It's refreshing, barely sweet, and visits on its way down. I never did get your name. Fingers interlocking on the table between us, he gives me a look of encouragement. Shadow. Ah, yes, Shadow, with a lovely name, a musical name. Shadow. He offers me his hand, and though I hesitate to place mine in his. You said you'd tell me your side of the story. Oh, I did, didn't I? How careless of me. He laughs at my incredulous expression, then he leans back in the booth, long limbs going every which way. All the right acts, anything you like. Wordlessly, I reach into my bag and hand him the scroll from the library. Once he starts reading, the smile slides from his face. He leans over the page, frowning in concentration. Where did you find this? It was on your desk in the palace library. He looks away, but not before I see a flinch of pain across his face. Well, it's a letter, but you knew that. Dear so and so, dear sister. His eyes flicks up to me, mortified. You could read this? Not really, but he doesn't need to know that. I should not commit. Ah, dear sister, I have much to share since I last wrote. Winter's come to the palace. These marble floors are so cold each morning. The more he reads, the more he pauses to massage his temple or to pinch the bridge of his nose. By the time he's finished, he looks wistful, drained. He rolls up the letter and hands it back to me. Absentmindedly, he reaches for his stain, tossing the rest of his drink down his throat. You have a sister. A wet cough spluttering, and he sets down the empty drink. I do. Haven't seen her since she was at the lip of the table. Excuse me. Whisking the empty stains away, Julian heads back to the bar. Shrill bickering erupts from the car, passes by and taps a single card in her hand. The card is played, throwing the crowd into chaos. Julian ducks away just as someone douses him with their drink. He's still whipping it off, chuckling when he returns to his seat. You'd think I'd know better to then get involved. I raise an eyebrow. He's not wearing a mask here, and everyone seems to know him. You're not worried about being seen? You're? No, no, I'm not too worried. Folks around here aren't known to oblige the wants and wishes of the palace. Even the Raven spends his time scouting for guards obsessively. Julian scans the smoky rafters while I process what he told me. It's a little surprising. Where Asma and I live, the guards are treated with reverence and fear in no small measure. Suddenly, the raven bursts in through the dusty window overhead, flying in loops with a guttural shriek. The bird beats himself against the string of bells, and the tavern erupts into chaos. Guards! Place! Palace guards! Patrons call their way out every door and window, playing cards tossed and fluttering into the air. Julian scoops me boldly across the alley. It's getting cold and the sun's almost set completely. The doctors cast a frantic glance up and down the alley before crowding me into the shadows. You'll be able to find your way. Yes, the guards aren't after you. I nod. He clasps my not well. Thanks, Shadow. He turns and finishes, leaving me all alone in the silent, shuttered alley. Now what do? I thought Julian might give me answers, but all I have are more swirling questions. Hey, you there! I roll around as two armed guards appear in the alleyway entrance. They march toward me, but when they're close enough, they see my face. They stop. Oh, the Countess Magician! The guard gives me a short, sharp bow. Ahem, I'm Ludovico. We met yesterday at the gates. I'm not trying to summon up some confidence. Yes, I'm supposed to dine with the Countess again tonight, but it's getting late. Ludovico briskly waves off my unasked question. Will you a carriage back? Don't want to keep the Countess waiting. He leads me back to the broader street, hails a carriage, and closes the door behind me. The palace looms over the carriage as it approaches, a white monolith against the twinkling night sky. Bertie is waiting for me at the gates, ready to help me out of the carriage. She's unusually quiet, not at all her usual cheerful self. I keep silent as well, occupied by tangled thoughts of my own. The grand doors swing open as we arrive to reveal an extravagant meal piled high upon the long table. Everything is richly seasoned with rare spices. I can recognize the scent of saffron wafting towards me. Hold on. You're right on time, Dynasty. I hope your day was fruitful. A servant seats me and fills my glass with a pale rose beverage. The delicate floral aroma reminds me of the Countess's perfume. First, let us attend to some small matters. My courtiers are most eager to meet you. I shall introduce you to them tomorrow afternoon. Oh, I gotta sit up. I just got done drinking something and it's like coming up. They will want to know everything about you, but choose wisely what you wish to tell. I will be informing them of the masquerade as well. I imagine they will be eccentric. Or ecstatic. Eccentric and ecstatic are not the same words. I nod slowly as I chew my food. The ways of the court are foreign to me, but I can trust at the very least that the Countess won't allow me to be an embarrassment. And tomorrow at noon, Portia will lead a retune into the town square to announce the masquerade. Once the townspeople hear, word will be spread on its own, and then it shall be out of our hands. I imagine the crowd will be eager to see Count Lucio's murderer hang. I think the warm, welcoming light of the temple swinging from the gallows. My heart grows cold at the image, but I'm careful not to let it show on my face. But these are tomorrow's matters. Tonight, Dynasty, I have questions. Questions? Okay, so I just realized I said Dynasty over Shadow. I'm gonna be saying the two names like a lot. I might say Dynasty more than Shadow, so deal with it. I brace myself for inevitable queries about where I went and what I've been doing. Yes, I wish to become familiar with you. Her words catch me off guard. I didn't expect to have any interest in who I was. Let us be strangers no longer. May tonight be the beginning of a valuable friendship. She starts with simple questions: how I enjoyed the time, my daily going on, my favorite things to eat. I ask her questions in turn and learn that her favorite food is spiced swordfish. In Pakra, a vast land in the north, the Countess's home, though I had thought it was only rumor. The kitchen doors try to hear my request, but alas, they can never seem to spicy. Elegant fingers curled delicately around its stem. Perhaps. I don't think I would ever return to Prague, but there are things I miss about my home. Often when I was feeling morose, I would take a walk down to the white beaches of my homeland. Observing the opalescent waves crash over the sands would soothe my worried soul. The bittersweet expression on her face as she speaks of her homeland makes her look years younger. I notice that the servants are listening as they work, watching the Countess and I with wondering eyes. Well, if I were to reminisce, perhaps we should do so somewhere more private. Where would you? Oh, jeez, hold on. Would you care to join me on the veranda for a nightcap? She looks down at me, a soft smile tugging at her lips. Just the two of us. Then she holds her hand out towards me, waiting expectantly. Oh, join her for a nightcap. What I look like? I take her hand with trepidation. She grips it warmly and firmly, looking much. A cool night breeze greets us. The star-filled sky is bright and vast overhead. No service follows. It's just Nadia, me, and the brilliant stars overhead. Have a seat. I settle down into a plush chair at her order, shifting a little to get comfortable. She picks up a crystal decanter filled with pale liquid and pours us both a glass. Elderflower cordial, one of my favorites. There's a silence, not quite comfortable. Then Nadia turns her gaze from the garden to me and gives me a warm smile. You are quite different from how I imagined you. I'll admit I find your presence quite intriguing. Somehow the Countess has a way of making me feel at ease and nervous at the same time. In town there are whispers that the Countess Nadia is a tyrant, but the woman in front of me seems genuine, kind, and a little lonely. Tell me, Dynasty, why do you come to the palace? Why agree to help me? I mean, it just kind of felt right because it'll make the story continue. See, so you were following your intuition. How nostalgic. She brings a hand up to her chest, fixing her gaze on the garden maze below. The heart can be quite a valuable tool, provided one listens to it. Heart has said about me. Dynasty, perhaps we can discuss in more detail later. Do you have any more questions for me? Know that you are free to speak in my presence. I have a lot of questions for Nadia, but if I ask them all now, word would never leave the veranda. For now, I just need to know, why me? It's hard not to wonder what made the Countess come to my door. She mentioned a dream, but she put so much faith in me. I prudent to question, Dynasty. You're wise to wonder at my motives. When I came to the door, I was looking for an answer. I thought you might be it. If I had arrived that night and found you wanting, I would not have invited you here. But there's something about you I believe you are worth the risk. Nadia drains the rest of our cordial glass. Were you frightened to see me, I wonder? You certainly seem startled. We have nothing to fear, I assure you. I have no patience for the swindlers who prowl the market, preying on weak and weary souls. But what I feel from you is different. It's intriguing and promising. She reaches out, taking one of my hands and examining it carefully. She runs her fingers over the lines of my palm. Then she looks up at me, a little glimmer of hope in her eyes. I don't think you would disappoint me. Nadia pauses and then slowly a light kiss against it. It seems you have had a long day. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for coming to the palace. My James did not lead me astray. Then she smiles and picks up a small silver bell, its handle carved into the shape of a swan's neck, and rings it. The door to the veranda opens immediately as Portia bustles in. You rang, milady? I did, please. I did, please. Shout Dynasty to the guest room. Of course, milady. I can almost swear I hear Nadia wink at me. Oh, I thought, okay, that said see. I thought that said hear. I was about to say, how do you hear somebody wink? That just don't make sense. The, the walk back to the guest room is less eventful tonight. Mercedes and Meliquar are nowhere to be seen. Our footsteps echo on the empty halls. Portia walks cheerfully beside me. Things are a lot more interesting around here since you showed up. And all the rumors floating around. My goodness, you'd think we'd have nothing to do but chat. Do you hear a lot of rumors? It's my job to know who and what's happening around here. It seems servants came during the day to tidy up. They've placed a fresh pitcher of water on the desk. Inside by the windows, filling the room with hazy swirls of wood and spice. When I drop my bag at the foot of the bed, the scroll from Julian's desk. Portia spots it. She looks as if she's dying to ask a question, but it falters before it can escape her lips. You seem concerned. Concerned? Me? Max, the doctor. He can't be the only suspect, right? Just between you and me, I think Count Lucio had a lot of enemies, too. I wasn't working here when it happened. I've only heard rumors of what went on that night. Just keep your eyes peeled for anything strange, alright? Then she smiles, the word clearing from her face. She leans in close to me, voice now. You know, if you're not too tired yet, I could show you around the palace. There's a lot of interesting things on the ground. Maybe I could show you some secrets, if you think you can handle them. Is she teasing me? She gives me another wink and tilts her head, waiting for an answer. Oh! Yo, nah, I'm about to cancel this whole story. I'm about to cancel this whole story. I spent 75. Did I spend 75 or 85? Bro, I'm heated. I'm heated. Is that allowed? Why wouldn't it be allowed? You're not a prisoner here, you know? You look like you can keep a secret. I'm not too worried. Now this is canceled, y'all. I'm canceling the series. I'm too tired. I get it. You had a long day and a lot on your mind. Get some rest tomorrow. My lady wants you to join us in time to announce the masquerade. I'll be back at dawn. Don't sleep in. With that, she's gonna leave me alone with my thoughts. I'm about to end this whole entire series. Yeah, I'm actually like, we're still in the prologue, but I am heated. Y'all, I am heated. I am heated. Like, I am heated, bro. I'm heated. Oh my god. Like, bro. Um, I don't know want to end this whole story, but I'm not going to. That's just a stone in our road. Okay. This is like playing episode. If you don't have enough coins, you can't. Okay. Alright, that's it. I'm done. Yeah, I'm just done. I can't even do my outro. I'm that type of heated.